Greetings, community. It's Kevin of NCBD Comics, and I'm here to bring you another edition of Kevin's most anticipated reads for New Comic Book Day, Wednesday, 12/21, 2022. Hey, well, you know what? Basically, what we have here is we have the second to the last of the New Comic Book Days, and what we have is we have a. Is that going to be? Math is not a very strong subject. Yes, it is. But what I'm getting at is when it comes to the end of the year, it tends to be a few less books, and luckily, it's a few less books. For me at least. And what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into it. Heading over to the Marvel, we're going to talk about, well, one of my most anticipated reads of late is Gold Goblin. This whole Gold Goblin thing and how it's tying in and what we saw what happened to the issue number one and how we got the Goblin. I don't want to ruin it. It's so cool. This is exactly what I was hoping for, how all this is tied together, and it's a very cohesive. It's not a drawn out storyline. It's a very refreshing version of Spidey stuff, and I'm digging it. I'm buying the Miles stuff, which I'm digging. I'm buying this as far as Spider-Man issue number 2 and 3 are concerned. You know, those things are three is coming out, and that's going to be rad. And what I'm talking about right now is Gold Goblin issue number 2. I am really looking forward to this issue, and I'm dying to get a little bit more deeper in this. I know there's going to be a few issues and how it's tying into this stuff. It's just so, this is what I like. This is exactly what I dig about comics, and this is what we're getting. Moving on from Gold Goblin issue number 2, we're going to cruise over to Mary Jane and Black Cat. Until I get a regular ongoing Black Cat series again, I'm digging what they're doing as far as these little one shots, mini series, 3, 5 issue type things that they're doing, especially that they're tying it with Mary Jane. And what we were going to end up seeing is some type of new power. That's what I'm hearing down the rumor mill. Regardless, this is a read that I've been anticipating for a while. I like Black Cat. And if you're going to throw Mary Jane in there, more the better. So, Mary Jane, Black Cat, issue number 1 for New Comic Book Day tomorrow. Cruising over from that, we're going to go over to Strange, issue number 9. Like I said before, I've really been enjoying this series so far. The fact that we finally do get to see Strange come back and how he's introduced, not fully to the living yet, and how should I say, these circumstances in which that have to be met for him to come back to it's cool. I'm digging it. I'm buying into it, and I'm really enjoying what they're doing so far. So that's why Strange issue number 9 is on one of my most anticipated reads. We're going to cruise over from Marvel. We're going to go over to Boom. Forgive me. And we're going to talk about Berserker, issue number 11. Now, Berserker, along with another title I'm going to talk about in a little bit soon, yeah, they've been gone for a little bit. In that absence, it kind of, I don't know, it leaves a story sometimes stale to the mind. So I've been enjoying the series so far. I've been enjoying the story as far as how it's been ramping up. I do recall where we're supposed to be at, though I have to admit that I have lost some of that, I don't know, luster for, it off in the distance as far as it used to gleam and me really want one. But at the same point, I'm dying to get this. The reason why is this is second to the last issue. It's been ramping up pretty good. I have a feeling where it's going, and I'm hoping it goes to this conclusion where I think it's going to do. So if this issue does what I'm hoping it does and how it's been ramping up, and if I still have recollection, it's definitely something I'm dying to read. So that's why Berserker issue number 11 is on one of my most anticipated reads for New Comic Day tomorrow. Along with that, on the Boom side, we're going to talk about Stuff of Nightmares, issue number 4. This completes that series. I've been enjoying this. This is a cool way of telling a story that, reanimator style story, that I really enjoy. I like how the circumstances played out as far as how we end up after issue number 3. And yeah, man, stuff of Nightmares and what we get from RL, this is really cool, and I'm digging it. So that's why issue number 4 is on one of my most anticipated reads for tomorrow. Cruising on from Boom, we're going to go over to Ablaze. I like to. And what we're going to talk about is Boogeyman, issue number 4. Boogeyman is a cool series. I don't know how far it's supposed to be going on, but I'm hoping it doesn't stop. This is it's well, if they delve deeper into this whole Boogeyman universe, I wouldn't no, yeah, like I said, if they make this an ongoing, I'd dig it. If they delve deeper in the diaper, deeper into the diaper, no, deeper into the story of the Boogeyman, I wouldn't even mind that either. To give us a little bit of lore and understanding of what they're about and why they're all fighting all this stuff. I'm digging this. Really, Blaze, you're really you're doing good with a lot of the titles, and Boogeyman is just one of many. So Boogeyman issue number 4 is on one of my most anticipated readings tomorrow. We're going to talk about now going from IDW, nope, from a Blaze. I just saw this in the background. It just screwed me up. I didn't want to jump to IDW yet. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just not paying attention. We're going to go over to Image. The reason why we're going to go over to Image is we're going to talk about, well, that other title I was talking about that kind of left a little vague memory into my mind. A lot of things leave vague memory in my mind. What were we talking about again? Oh yeah, what we were talking about how things leave vague memory in my mind is what's the furthest place from here? Issue number 9 comes out. It's been a little bit. I think it's been like I don't know 2.5, 3, about almost 3 months. So I really been enjoying the story. What's very unique about this story is what the furthest place from here is actually what the furthest place from where it originally started to where we're at now. I mean, yes, there is some form of understanding that where it started. We're talking about these kids, and then there's these different, let's call them almost factions going on, and there's definitely a young and an old, and these separate groups that are living, and we get all that. However, really, what we're led to believe initially on the storyline is what is people adhere to, and you kind of coming to the end of the world, and you have music kind of plays a bigger part. And remember, they were releasing albums with all this stuff before. I'm a little lost on how it kind of originally started and where we're at, but at the same point, I'm really digging it. Uh, what I really find interesting is the story writing about the underlining story itself, which is these two different groups and what's going on and how they're coexisting in this place. And as long as you live by certain laws, you're kind of okay until you violate them, and then it gets violent. I mean, it's gnarly. So the stuff that's been going on and these rules and the wackadoodles that live in this place, it's a cool little realm and it's a great story. So I do recommend it. As Old Wolf will say, I recommend the trade. So going out from what's the furthest place from here, issue number 9, we're going to talk about, well, Vanish, issue number 4. The reason why is it's also kind of, okay, well, I'm going to prove a point on this Vanish issue number 4 is kind of the exact opposite of what I'm going to talk about in another issue coming up after this one. And what I mean by that is Vanish is a little devoid of any true heart, any real personable feeling for any of the real characters. Though the storyline is cool and the art's cool and the overall, you know, concept is really there. It just seems to fall back on a lot of the things that, how should I say, the creative group tend to do. And it just seems a little bit, I guess, I don't know, unimaginative. That's stated. I've been enjoying the ride because I do enjoy this the concept. I do enjoy the overall story. I just want a little bit more heart, a little more investment in that. That complaint being stated and thrown out to the side, I've been enjoying the story. So that's why it is on one of my most anticipated reads. It's I just want a little bit more what I'm about to talk about next, which is now that was Vanish number 4. We're going to talk about now is Junkyard Joe issue number 3. This is the exact opposite. Now this is a story that I don't know the exact idea, the concept, where they're going with the story. I don't know. I have a small understanding. I don't know the overall objective with the story. I have a small understanding, but there's so much heart, there's so much personable in Junkyard Joe's character that it's just drawing me to him. It's drawing me to the story. It's forcing me to want to know more about an individual who seemingly is no human whatsoever within there, or on definitely on the outside. Who knows what's within? but you're getting more personal feel, more human interaction and feeling and emotion in something that seemingly is just a robot. And it's a great story. So that's what I mean by Vanish issue number 4 and Junkyard Joe issue number 3 are so different, but yet are so high on my most anticipated reads for tomorrow. And that's what you get. At the same point, that's not what I'm going to state. You know what you're waiting for, and that's what I'm going to give you now, which is, that's right. Now we're going to talk about IDW, and that is True Cult issue number 5, which is my Blue Light special. This is a very unique read. It's maybe not for everyone at the same point. Could be for you. What I really enjoy about this read, and issue number 5 coming out, finishes it out, is the way it started, the way it ends. You knew it was going to be wacky, but you didn't know it was going to be, in my opinion, to the depth as good as it was. I was just expecting something as a fun ride, something kind of surface, something without, not too many layers. Well, there's definitely a couple messages there. And you also get a really interesting ride that I'm sure at the end we're going to appreciate. So that's why, I really dig what they did in this story compared to a lot of other stories that seem to fall flat when it gets close to the end. And this, I don't think so. And that's why, again, True Cult, issue number 5, is my Blue Light special. And that's it for New Comic Book Day 12/21/2022. And that's it for me, Entropy. You stay well.